It don't make no sense for a $200 lens to be this good. It's clearer. Right? Right off the bat. 3, 2, 1. All right, so by now, with the intro of that video, you know exactly what I am going to talk about today, and that is this lens right here. This is the Viltrox 50mm f2 Air. And let me just say, I'm thoroughly impressed with the lens, excellent image quality, and I can't believe that it's such a good image quality coming out of a lens that only costs 200 bucks. That's absolutely insane. Cheap is not cheap anymore when it comes to lenses, in my opinion. And Viltrox has been on an absolute tear lately when it comes to affordable, budget-priced lenses that give you good image quality. So besides the images that you've seen already with the intro of this video, I've had the chance to use this on 2 photo shoots, and it does really, really well. Now, a little bit about the lens. It is all plastic of a build, so it's not going to be anything that feels super durable, but it also doesn't feel like a cheap piece of plastic toy or anything like that. Completely plastic, except for obviously the back of the lens, which is metal. And then it has a USB port on the back here, so that way you can update the firmware through Viltrox's website by downloading the firmware and then putting it onto your lens. So that is a very super simple thing to do as well. You don't need any sort of docks or anything like that to do the firmware update. So impressions of the lens, as you already know, it's good. Image quality is good, right in the middle, tack sharp. Um, it does give a little bit of color fringing and a little bit of chromatic aberration. Nothing too severe, nothing that bothers me. You can fix that up in post in Lightroom. Just, tick those settings to remove any sort of chromatic aberration or vignetting. And it does vignette quite strongly on the corners. But again, something that doesn't bother me. And really can't expect much out of a lens that's 200 bucks. And the thing about it is yes, you can buy other lenses that maybe not has a lot of chromatic aberration or color fringing, but again, like you can fix that up easily when you're editing your photos. So why spend the extra money? What's really important about this lens is that it's sharp. It is tack sharp, right in the middle, wide open at f2. And I did both of these photo shoots shooting wide open at f2. I didn't try any other apertures because I just wanted to see what the aperture would give me as far as the bokeh rendering on these images, just straight up wide open at f2. And it performs really well. The autofocus was great. It didn't miss autofocus, or at least I didn't notice it missing autofocus. So I would say it's absolutely great for photo. I have not used it for video. I may do a future video on that, but I just really wanted to talk about the photography aspect of things. And I really don't have much to complain about, and neither should you. If you're looking for a budget lens for your Nikon Z mount or your Sony E mount, like, you should consider this. Everyone talks about if you're just getting into photography, get a nifty 50. Well, I would definitely say this is nifty because of the simple fact that it is very sharp, image quality renders really well, and it's cheap out of all things. $199 for this lens. Like, really, how can you beat that? Especially after I showed you these images. Hopefully, you think that they look really good. And I used mostly my flash, my Godox 80-400 Pro 2 for these 2 sessions, but then also here's some natural light photos that I took with this lens as well, just to show you what that renders like. So all in all, I really like the lens. I don't have much to complain about. Viltrox did not send me this lens. I spent my own money to pay for this lens, and I'm doing this review, and they don't get to see it or know about it or anything, so I'm not being biased because they sent me the lens, because they did not. Full transparency. Viltrox, if you want to send me the 35 1.2 for Z mount, I'd really appreciate that, because that looks like a really awesome lens and I'd love to do a review on it. Anyways, let me know your opinions, your thoughts. If you have this lens, or if you think you want to plan on buying it, let me know what you thought about the images. And of course, yes, with flash. Images are going to look better and give you that pop. But again, flashes are easy to attain if you want to do flash photography. I love flash photography just because it does give you that pop, and it makes your image just seem so much crispier than, say, doing natural light. But I know a lot of folks that just love natural light and don't want to fool with flash or don't know how to do flash. Me, I'm either or, but I prefer flash. And as you've seen with the natural light photos, it still looks great. This lens is really hard to beat. I don't know of another 50 millimeter f2 that you can get for Z mount or E mount that can do what this lens can do. So yeah, just all in all, great lens. Just wanted to show you some sample images that I took and give my overall thoughts and opinions, and hopefully that will help educate you and give you some motivation to get this lens, especially if it's, say, maybe your first portrait lens that you're going to get. I think it's a tremendous value. It's really small as well. I love the form factor, and I love the fact that it doesn't weigh very much. So put this on anybody. Put it on a small, if you have Nikon, like a Z623 or Z50 even. Again, I use the Nikon Z8 for all the images that you've seen. And what's really impressive, now that I think about it, is such a inexpensive lens was able to resolve that high megapixel from that Z8 sensor, which I think is like 45.7, something like that. It's in the 40 range. And for a $200 lens to be able to resolve that many megapixels and those resolutions, that's pretty awesome. That says a lot for the lens. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Sorry for the rant and the ramble, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did and it was of any value to you whatsoever, I would really love it if you would subscribe, because I'm going to do more videos about this. If you have been on the channel or seen anything from the channel, I like, doing film production, but that's not like an every month thing. I'm getting back into photography because creatively I like it. And these spring and summer months are coming up, so that'd be a good little thing to do in between productions. So there'll be more photography stuff coming, is basically what I'm saying. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see stuff like that. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, sorry, but give it a thumbs down twice. And until the next one, I want to say be kind, be creative, stay safe. Happy New Year, everyone. And I look forward to 2026 and being creative and taking you guys along with the journey and seeing your journey as well. So until next time, take care, and I'll see you.